Yo, salute, 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 and salute once again. Yep. 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 Yep, 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 yep. Forgive me, y'all. Y'all know I'm crazy. Y'all know I'm crazy. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got Crown Heights Ride in the building. We got New York Nikki in the building. We got some people that's going to pull up. Let's get into this work and talk about how good God is. 3 people in the building. Who in the building so far? Please let me know who you are. New York Nikki, I see you. I see you, Crown Heights Ride. That's only 2. My indication says 3 people are in the building. Might have been because I was in the building. Oh, so you dig what I'm saying? Word up. Says 7 people in the building. Let me find out who's up in here. Yo, Tay from VA, I see you back in the building, brother. Give me a time to brush my shoulders off, y'all. Feeling a lot of dust on my shoulders. Can you help me if you can? Can y'all assist me with brushing the dust off my shoulders? Would you assist me with brushing the dust off my shoulder? Nah, truth be told, check it out, y'all. We need 220, y'all. 1,000 is around the corner, y'all. We got great grandson in the building. I'm going to drop the link for everybody to pull up now. But shout out to my man, Jai Ace. He told me something that was real, real special. He said, yo, Dice, from now on, and he was 100% right. He said, from now on, whenever you do a live like that, from a journalistic point of view, I think you should just have the person that you're interviewing to keep it less controversial and to keep more control over the show. I had to do this live, y'all. I need some people to get up in here for this one. Yo, great grandson, I'm doing intros now too. Let's see this work I've been doing, y'all. Come on, man. Give me my props for this. Don't treat me like that, y'all. Y'all know I'm emotional about my feelings. So let's get into this work. Yo, you know they done fucked up, right? Yo, hit that like button on the way in. We got 20 in the building, man. Let's go. Woo! Yo, I appreciate everybody that was in the show earlier. Beaver Valley said he didn't even know the gentleman, but he said the show was fire. That meant the world of me. That's what I'm trying to do, y'all. I'm trying to connect the dots. I'm trying to connect people with people that you would never ever imagine what goes on in their minds, y'all. Didn't I tell y'all I'm different? I told y'all this from the first day I stepped on YouTube. I'm different. I'm not like the rest, respectfully. But you are now rocking with the best. I tell you that. Shout out to my man, Tube Chronicles. We was talking about Easter Day. And he brought it to my attention. We were sitting there joking about that shit. He was like, damn, Dice, you the only person that really spoke about Jesus Christ on Easter Day. You know, as everybody had in the title, Easter this, Easter that, and Easter this, and Easter that. But I told y'all when I pulled up on Sunday, we was going to come in for prayer for those that didn't go to a mosque or didn't go to a church, for those that won't go to a mosque or those that won't go to the church, those that do, those who don't. We had our own church last Sunday. And I did my best depiction of Jesus Christ, way, way beyond what was told to me. I did the research. It was one valuable, important information that I left out that night. I'm going to tell y'all a little story. I was going to one of the stores down here, and as I pulled up, I seen a red tent. Oh, I'm about to get y'all into this right now. I'm about to talk my shit. Excuse me. When I pulled up, I saw a red tent. The red tent said, "We are selling plates today for the Shriner fundraiser." Listen to what I said. They said they are selling plates for the Shriner, SHRINER, donations. So you know me being from Brooklyn, I woke up looking as normal as I can be. And I spoke to the gentleman. I said, "Peace, brother." He said, "How you doing, young man?" I said, "How you doing today, sir?" I said, "How much are the plates?" He said, "We got chopped barbecue plates. We got chicken plates. We got white plates. We got dark plates. We got the breast and thigh, meaning dark. Excuse me, we have the thigh and leg, meaning dark. We have the breast and wing, meaning white. We get two sides on the side. You get potato salad. You get collard greens. You get your slice of cake and a can of soda, and we're asking for $20. So you know me, with my humor, you know what I say to him? "I'll buy 2 plates if you answer one question." It's a true story, y'all. I'm about to drop the link for the cats that want to pull up and bill. I said I will buy 2 plates if you answer one question. For the 17 people in the building, hit that like button. Do me a favor. Subscribe. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. It's the only way we can win. And hit that bell notification for you know when I'm going on. Like when I go late nights like this. Because I had to just come up and give thanks to the whole Let's Go team that was up on the show tonight. But do anybody know? Because God is working in mysterious ways, y'all. I asked the Shriner, "I will buy 2 plates off you if you answer one question." Does anybody know the question that I asked the Shriner? I guess not. Well, the question that I asked the Shriner was, Crown Heights says Shriner's origin. The question that I asked him was, if you call yourself the Shriner organization, if you notice on the Honeymooners, Al Cramden and Ed Norton used to go to their Shriners conventions, the hat with the tassels. This is some deep shit. They've been showing this to us for a long time, but people just didn't pay attention to it. You know, I'm going to give you a jewel or two over here. The Shriners, let me share this with FTC. Excuse me, y'all, because I didn't see FTC and I didn't share it. So let me share this with FTC and everybody else. Excuse me. Excuse me. Share this with everybody else. They were Shriners. Shriners and the Freemasons, I'm not sure who came first, but they very, very have much existed around and coexisted around the same time. I'm not sure who came first. I know who started off first before the Freemasons and the Shriners. That was the Knights of Kevlar that protected. Let's get into it. The question that I asked them, I said, if y'all are a Shriners organization, first I want to make sure I know the definition of the word Shriner. When you look at the word Shriner, you have to break down the word shrine. SHRINE. A shrine is a word for grave. Anybody know that? A shrine is a word for grave. So that means when you're part of a Shriners organization, the Knights Templar, that's right. That's right, sister. Peace. That's right. If the shrine is a grave and you're part of the Shriners organization, what I asked the man is, I said, I'll buy 2 plates if you could answer this one question. He said, what is that, young man? I said, if a shrine is a grave and y'all are supposed to be protecting the grave, what bones are you protecting in that grave? He looked at me real crazy, y'all. He said, what do you mean? I said, if you're part of the Shriners organization and committee, you have to be very intelligent. So since you're acting like you don't understand what I mean, what I'm saying is the person's grave that y'all are so protective over that you don't want the world to know the genetic DNA of, answer this question. Who bones are that? Yo, he got infuriated, y'all. He got so motherfucking mad. The man just asked me to walk away from his table. Do y'all know why he asked me to walk away from his table? Do you know why no longer he wanted no money from me? This man turned piss red and asked me to walk away from his table. Can anybody in here tell me why he wanted me to walk away from the table? He didn't even want the $40. Who don't want $40 if they're having a fundraiser? I don't care if they're selling candy, cake, iced tea. Who don't want $40 for a fundraiser? A fundraiser is when people come together with different foods or different arts and crafts and hope that people will buy these for a bigger cause. Oh, Beaver Valley, the sister's real sharp. She's sharper than a number 2 pencil on test day. I see what's going on. Still sharp still over here. Beaver Valley said, which Knights Templar are now Jesuits? The truth lady said, Jesuits are not the Knights of Templar, and she's absolutely correct. Well, let me tell you why this man got upset. Because in my lessons, in my studies tell me the reason why the Shriner organization is so protective over these bones, because those are the real bones of Jesus Christ. Yeah, Beaver Valley, I struck a nerve. You're right. Because I asked them, who bones are y'all protected? And then why is these bones so protected and guarded where y'all would even commit murder to keep the identity of the genetics sealed or concealed? Like they say, a concealed gun permit where you could have a gun on you, but it doesn't have to be physically shown. Like you have an open carry, that means you have to show the gun everywhere you go. But when you have a concealed permit, that means you don't have to show this shit. The man turned blood red, y'all, and told me to walk away from his stand. I said, for what? This way it gets deep, y'all. He told me I was insulting his shrine organization. And I said, if you're supposed to teach the world about the truth, and I'm asking you and I'm inquiring about what are you protecting and why are you protecting and concealing this? Why are you insisting that I leave? That man called the police on me, y'all. Check this out. He picked his cell phone up and called 911. He said he wanted to make a complaint of civil harassment. I went to walk away from him. I went to Food Line. Do y'all know I'm in Food Line? The motherfucking police walks up in Food Line and catches me in the aisle and said, they need me to come outside to talk. And I said, talk to you for what? They said someone made a complaint about you and we have to investigate to see what's going on. Make a long story short, we get outside. I'm totally embarrassed. They walk me out like, number one, like I was in there stealing or something. You know how people be looking at a black person walking out of a store? Like I'm stealing or something. When we get outside, we walk over to the tent where they're selling the food. Everything I say to y'all, I say to the police officers. The police officers look at the gentleman and say, is that what he said? He said, yes, but I felt as though that was insulting and threatening. They told me, forgive me, Mr. McLeod. You can leave. They said, forgive me, Mr. McLeod. You can leave. You can go about your day. That's why if y'all didn't see the show Easter I did, please go catch the show I did for Easter. Because I spoke about Jesus in depth. I spoke about Jesus in certain walks of life that he may or may not have ensued, but through history that I have looked up, research that I have done, kind of makes sense. Think about it, like the number 33, like Crown Riot said. They said he appeared back 33 on a cloud that had a burst of fire coming out of the back. I broke this down to y'all. If a cloud forms in 45 minutes, it takes 45 minutes, up to 45 minutes for a cloud to conformulate and form, but it can dissolve as quick as 15 seconds. A cloud cannot hold the human being. A cloud cannot even hold a big pen. A cloud can't even hold a cup of tea. A cloud can't even hold a basketball. A cloud can't even hold a belt buckle. So how can it hold someone 33 years old? And for anybody in the chat, when have you seen a cloud that had a burst of flame coming out the back? Totally illogical. But you have seen an airplane with fuel that came out the exhaust systems. You have seen a stealth jet. You have seen a helicopter because of the combustion of the motor and the oil in the engine that's making either something fly or propel in the air. Because that carbon monoxide cannot stay inside of the car. The carbon can't stay inside of the cockpit. It can't stay inside of the helicopter. It can't stay inside of the stealth. That shit has to be let out into the air. You know, carbon monoxide, there's people committing suicide with that shit. There's people sitting inside of cars, taking gas hoses, putting it on their damn exhaust pipe, putting it up in their window, sitting in enclosed places, and taking a slow death where they're overpowered with fume, where they fall asleep, and then, unfortunately, they die. Yo, Sky Swipe, I see you in the building, man. Yo, I just want to tell y'all one thing. Shout out to the whole crew and the staff from Let's Go. They surprised me, y'all. Remember I told you I had a surprise for y'all? They had a surprise for me. Originally, when I spoke to Cash, he was coming outside and pulling up on the show by himself. Look at the surprise he had for me. Look at the law work. He also had the legendary Miss Siobhan in the building, y'all. Please go subscribe to Let's Go, y'all. This is one of the most prolific web series ever, and it's from Brooklyn. Tilden Projects, to be exact. He had the infamous Miss Siobhan up there, and if you pay attention to what I'm saying, Miss Siobhan is a character where they may show you her face. I mean, they may show you the back of her. They may show you the side of her. If you see her face, it's always going to be covered up because of the COVID, maybe with the mask, or she's going to be sitting at an angle where you can hear her voice, but you're not going to be able to physically see her face. But her voice is so distinctive meaning it's so rare and so uncommon, and it's so beautiful. Like, did y'all hear her voice? That made you just want to see her more. Did y'all hear her? And look at all that love, man. She sent all the love out to everybody that pulled up in the show. Think about it. This is a very busy man, y'all. This man is turning down interviews and charging people just for his time. This man said, yo, Big Dice, what we doing? I said, yo, whenever you get a chance out of your busy schedule, let me know. I'm a boss. I'm going to move on your schedule and we can set it up. He said, we talking right now. We doing that shit tonight. Set it up. Set it up. And then I told him, I said, yo, we going to set it up for 9:30. And y'all know me. I was a little late. For some reason, the devil was working, y'all. I went to log into, I wasn't late on purpose this time. I was actually there at the computer, like 9:24, 9:25. When I went to go into my StreamYard, the devil is working all the time. I kept pressing my StreamYard, y'all, and that shit said, if this problem keeps occurring, call us. The devil almost got me. I got so upset, y'all. I'm just very upset. I'm like this. And then I looked up and I said, God, my fault. My right hand to God. I said, God, my fault. I said, look how the devil always doing something, boy. I just rebooted, cut my computer off, rebooted, cut it back on. Went into StreamYard and popped right up in the building. Look at God work. But the thing that I knew God has me so favored and covered. Check this out, y'all. Before I even pulled in the building, what did y'all see in the comments? Let's go for life. We are here. FCC hitting me. He like, yo, baby, I'm here. Let's go. I asked him questions I think that y'all will want to know. Rest in peace to his aunt. I know she had a very, very strong and impactful impact on his heart because he took the time in one of his shows to show you the actual ceremony that they had for his aunt. This wasn't no acting. This is actual footage from the ceremony that he had in Brownsville for his aunt. I'm talking about white carriages, horses coming through Brownsville. Beautiful shit. I'm talking about the whole Brownsville out there. Everybody crying. He shows every episode how he's not selfish. Like, think about it. Being from Brownsville projects, murderers, thieves, stick-up kids. Brooklyn is serious, but Brownsville never ran, never will. And then you engulf yourself around people that may have lives that other people may not never understand, and you give them a chance to bring their life and to depict their story from a journalistic perspective, and look at the blessings that came with it. He tackled so many controversial topics. Drugs, mental illness, sexual abuse, exotic sexual behavior in the neighborhood, HIV, homosexuality, lesbianism, stick-up kids, crack dealers, hard workers. He showed you how a comedian would formulate into a gangster, risking his freedom every day, carrying guns, selling crack, getting shot at, shooting at people. He even touched the fact that when we go through certain things in the neighborhood, you notice we want to keep everything inside. We don't want to talk to nobody about nothing because our pride tells us, fuck that, ain't nobody going to be able to help us. The worst thing you could do is hold something in that's really, really hurting you. That's really, really hurting you. You notice when he spoke about his aunt, he had to gather himself. Damn near saw a tear come out of his eye. Like I told him, take your time, you home. And he told you about how he had to be in the streets at the age of 15 years old, carrying guns because of certain people that was more aggressive and more seasoned to the street life, tried to manipulate and take advantage of him because he wasn't. And out of all the YouTube podcasters, with all the subscriptions and all the subscribers, nobody thought they'd bring it home for Brooklyn except me? See, I try to tell y'all something. When I got on YouTube, people automatically assume that I got on YouTube to really pay attention to other people. I never did that, y'all. This is on Sharon McLeod. First of all, when you're into certain things and you're secure with your life, you don't really be fixated on other people like that unless these are people that you help create. They help create you or their immediate family, like siblings, aunts, uncles. People don't just be waking up in the morning to get on YouTube and watch and see what somebody's doing. At least I don't. I got gravitated to YouTube because of the web series. Shout out to Let's Go. Shout out to Respect Life. Boom P, rest in peace. Shout out to Pop and them from Project Heat. Shout out to them cats from Target in Hempstead, Long Island. Shout out to Mayhem from Jersey. Shout out to the Terms, them guys from Atlantic and Terminals, from the Terminals projects in Brooklyn. I'm trying to remember. That's the name of it. That's the name of the web series, y'all, that Clash was trying to talk about. It's called The Cycle. The Cycle, C-Y-C-L-E, about the cats that lived in Marlboro houses in Coney Island. They was in East New York. They was in Brownsville. They was in Harlem. I was watching another web series called Home of the Hitters, based on a group of cats out from East New York. That's a fact. This is what I was on YouTube for, web series. And the reason why I gravitated to certain web series is because of certain decisions that I made in life and certain obstacles that I had to go through in life. I actually saw these things revamped and put out on a screen, but it wasn't put on the screen from like a Hollywood side. You dig what I'm saying? Like Hollywood can't really make the hood look like the hood. It's just like watching Law and Order. Law and Order never be 21 Jump Street. Y'all understand what I'm saying to you? If you want to talk about television shows pertaining to the police, Law and Order will never be 21 Jump Street. You got a black man, a Hispanic man, that's detectives, undercover detectives. Then you got a Spanish man that's in love with another Spanish female detective that's undercover. All of these people come from different warps, but the same environment, meaning the hood, the neighborhood. And if you're not subscribed to Let's Go, I'm going to tell y'all one more time, y'all got to be crazy. If y'all don't know who Let's Go is, where have y'all been? Like, where have you been? Like, I got all these YouTube podcast people getting up here. They got these foolish people pulling up on their shows with all the bullshit and all the controversy. Where are the YouTube podcast promoters that are actually, shout out to Jai Ace. Shout out to Jai Ace. Where are the YouTube podcast promoters with all this power to intrigue people with whatever way that you want to talk? They can't really get the people that matter up on the shows that's going to be life affecting and changing to people just from their testimony. Shout out to Mr. 300. Shout out to Mr. 300. I've always admired the character, the way that they portrayed him in Let's Go. Always. He was always honorable, believed in equal opportunity. He wasn't going to give you nothing, but if you want to go get it, he's definitely part of the team. But when Cash came and wrote into the scene about the situation with him and his father, y'all got to watch it. I don't want to spoil the whole show, but this is around the 5th season, the end of the 5th season to now the 6th season, if I'm not mistaken, where they brought back Mr. 300's A Man Plays His Father. And there was a particular role that his father was out of his life for a great deal of time where Mr. 300 raised himself. You know, the same story. The father's around when he feels as though it's convenient in some households and some upbringings. And then the young man that's in the house, more than likely the oldest or the more rambunctious or the more rebellious, is the one that obtains that responsibility as the man of the house, the breadwinner. You know, like the situation with Big Meech and his brother. You know, Terry was older than him, but Meech had more heart. You know what I'm saying? Meech had more spunk to him because Terry was older and he saw things from a different perspective, especially after the first attempt on his life. We had a man up here today that's known for some things that people may look at crazily. And free his father, y'all. He spoke about how his father's in jail for the rest of his life. Free his father, y'all. First of all, I personally know somebody that sentence was overturned for the rest of his life by Donald Trump. His name is Lewis Hobbs. He's from Brooklyn. He's from Utica Avenue. If you know, you know. So whatever his father did, I hope somebody in their heart really finds the compassion to understand that rehabilitation is supposed to be rehabilitation. I don't think rehabilitation has anything to do with a person dying in jail, especially a person that is a victim of circumstance or a product of his or her environment. Okay, if you want to punish me for certain things that I may partake in the environment, what happened to punishing the legislators or the higher ops that allow these things to get into our neighborhood, that devise these plans for us to be addicted to crack, for us to be addicted to cocaine, for us to be addicted to alcohol, for us to be addicted to sex, for us to be addicted to drama? You notice I talk about this all the time because my son was born in 1998, and I remember my son's mother having to stay home for a couple of months because he was born in 1998. And let me tell you something. Jerry Springer is responsible for a lot of people's relationships separating. It's just like YouTube, y'all. You notice Jerry Springer always had the theme. He always had a couple that was apparently so much in love, but for some reason there was that woman that one or the other, either the man or the woman was dealing with a woman, the woman was dealing with a man, or a man was dealing with a woman. All of a sudden out the blue on the Jerry Springer show, he could find the person that they was cheating with, and they come out and profess their love and say how long they was dealing with somebody. See, the wickedness about that is that's just like YouTube. Shout out to Steve Wilkos. You notice the big ball security that used to be up there? He got his own show now. He branded off away from Jerry Springer because the shit that Jerry Springer was doing up there, Steve Wilkos was totally against. He was a retired police officer. If you notice, he does some real detriment stories. Sexual abuse, in-house molestation. If you have any accusations about abusing or molesting a child, he will not even allow you to sit down on a motherfucking stool on his show. You understand what I'm saying, y'all? So I guess the buffoonery with Jerry Springer just made him say, yo, fuck this bullshit. I'm going to start my own thing and do my own. Sometimes you got to just say, fuck that. I'm going to put my faith in God and start and do my own thing, whether it's opening a store, whether it's going to look for a job. Shit, whether it's going to try to find a better plug. Sometimes you have to do certain things. An old timer told me, until you're ready to take risks, you're always going to work for someone that isn't. Let me say that to y'all again. Until you are ready to take risk, you are always going to work for someone who isn't. Tyrone Church, I see you in the building. Think about it. Look how many obstacles that came at me with YouTube. I'm going to get into that too. I'm saying this right now, and I want everybody to tag whoever this is, or Green Eyes, or the multiple personalities that's on that kid's mind, because he is very, very confused, y'all. And respectfully, he is more than welcome to come in the chat as long as he comes in here respectfully. But I can tell by the way he's talking in the chat where his mind state is at. And that's just not the type of energy I want around me. I don't know about y'all. Go subscribe to Green Eyes. But I'm telling you, I don't want that energy around me. See, I thought me introducing him to what a real gangster is would spark something in his heart to make him understand maybe some of the things he's doing, he should reevaluate. I'm not going to never say nobody is wrong. Maybe you should just reevaluate some of the things you're doing, because certain things that we do in our life, you notice they come with black clouds and a lot of bad luck. See, unfortunately, when Green Eyes, when I tagged him in the show and told him to come over that day, excuse me, he thought that I was part of the controversy that he's part of. Shout out to Cupid Guts. He thought that I called him over here because I just wanted to go back and forth or argue with him. No, I called him over here because I watched him say something about me on a show, unbeknownst to really what was going on, unbeknownst to who I am, unbeknownst to who I know, unbeknownst to who I'm connected to. And he said something that back in the days, the ignorant side of me would have automatically fed into it just to prove this ego thing that I had within my heart. Like I'm the toughest and roughest and all this bullshit. Yeah, that was me. But I looked in his eyes and I thought about the innocence that I see in his eyes. I don't know if he sees that in his eyes. He did a live where he was, now you can't look in my eyes. No, Green Eyes, you are a good kid that needs a hug. You need a hug from someone. I'm praying for your case. I heard you say you was going through something. May God take that away from you, only if you were being honorable. I don't know what's going on with it, but only if you're being honorable, may God take that situation away from you. If you're not being honorable, whatever you get, you deserve. Whatever you get, you deserve. And I accepted you over here to speak to you like I would pray if my son ever got into one of them ignorant modes, because you know as kids, we got these attitudes like we unstoppable. I would pray that somebody that had the influence or the power to have my son killed, instead of having my son killed, would pull him to the side and say to him, young man, let's have a conversation. See, that's why I invited Green Eyes to the show, because I wanted that young man and myself to have a conversation about reality. Some people you cannot play with. Simple and plain. You ain't got to put no roses around that. You ain't got to put no thorns around that. Some people you cannot play with. And I invited you over here in front of the world for me to show you I'm really the definition of a capital G. Like if you pay attention to some of the shows I did back in the days, there's a little G in the alphabet and there's a capital G. A little G will make the sale in front of the police. A little G will try to kill somebody because of something they made it took offensively. A little G might just not go home a couple of nights because he met something in a motherfucking club that he feels as though he's supposed to be more interested or obligated to. But a capital G does totally opposite. A capital G is staying home. And if a capital G is going out with his friends or something like that, it's going to be honorable. He might be going to get a beer, shoot some pool, catch a movie, play some ball, go fishing. But he's coming home. That's what a capital G going to do. A capital G is going to overlook the fact of his selfishness and his presumptions that he's that aggressive where he can't lose, and he just inflict pain on anything that wants to voice their opinion towards him. That's the only reason why I invited you over here, Green Eyes, respectfully. And if people into the theatrics and all that, go subscribe to Green Eyes. I'm not telling nobody not to subscribe to Green Eyes. I'm just trying to tell people who I am as a person. Number one, I'm not knocking you for whatever drug you want to deal with, because if that's what you on, that's what you on. I smoke candy cigarettes. Like I smoke that reefer, I smoke that bud, so I can't lay judgment on anybody. But if you're going to come up on the platform, I need you to do one thing for me: be respectful and mindful of the way that you talk in the chat and on the panel. If that's too much to ask to anybody, you're not welcome over here. This has nothing. Anybody, if you cannot come over here respectfully, whether you are friend or foe, you are not welcome over here. Word up. I'm here to teach one, and I want somebody to teach me. Each one teach one. I always tell y'all, still, sharpen, still. FTC, I see you in the building. There's no such thing as a bad opinion. I just wanted to tell y'all to come up and pull up and do me a quick live, because I wanted to thank the whole Let's Go staff. Like I said, they had a surprise for me. I thought it was just going to be Cash up here. Then Jonathan pulled up. Then Reek pulled up. Then Mr. 300 pulled up. Miss Siobhan was at the house with Cash. If you notice, all these individuals was in different spots or different warps of the life, but what they did, they tuned in because what? Cash told them he going up on the show. They all tuned in. They came in the chat. They rocked with us for a little while. And they said, fuck that. The vibe is too genuine. Let's get up there. And the reason why I did this live, I'm going to give you this good blessing before I get out of here. I got in touch with Cash. He hit me up because I had to just give him his flowers again and thank him for pulling up and put me into his schedule because he's a busy man. He said, yo, Dice, I'm going to get you into the show, man. We need you, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. He asked me when the next time I'm going to be in Brooklyn. I told him. And what y'all do is keep looking out. Keep go. Whether you see me there now, next year, never, please go subscribe to Let's Go. And then if you see Big Dice up in there, you know what I'm saying, hit in the comments and tell a friend you know somebody. I love you all, Team Guardian. I appreciate y'all for everything. Check out this video I did today, y'all. And I'm going to hit y'all up tomorrow. Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up being somebody other than me? Salute.
Sucker on the beat.